Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today I thought we can touch on a very exciting topic. We're going to explore how we can leverage the power of OpenAI's ChatGPT to analyze Excel data using the Noteable plugin. Okay, so let's first integrate the two applications into each other. First, you have to just click on New Chat in ChatGPT, go to version 4, click on the plugin store, and obviously find the Notable plugin. If you're not sure where to get it from, go right to the bottom of the page, click on plugin store, type in the search Notable, you'll see it comes up there, click install. Quite easy process to follow. Once you have your Notable plugin installed, be sure to go over to the Notable side, and then we're going to talk about how to get the data up in there next. So for this test, I thought let's get some data together. Specifically, I thought let's get some game data since I'm a gamer and I like games. I went over to Kaggle's website. I found a data set called Popular Games for 1980 to 2023. I clicked on it. I downloaded the 1 megabyte file and then I uploaded it into my test data file. It's called games.csv. There we go, 2.7 megabytes, and now we're gonna use it in our folder. Just for interest sake, for when you get started into this process, you need to click create, click on projects, put the project name in, and that will create the project space. That's all you need at this point. Okay, so we have a project space with our project file in it that we need. Once your work environment has been created, next step is to copy the hyperlink, go back into ChatGPT, and then say, please set my default Notable to, and then add the hyperlink there. And it will respond by saying, I've successfully set your default project to Notable to the environment. So now we know it's set up to the right space. Now we're going to ask it to read the file for us. So we're going to type it as follows. Please analyze the data in the game file and then produce some of the data analysis and visualization. So let's click send and let's see what happens. So let's go through some of the results. So Notable ran, it said the game file has successfully been loaded into the data frame. And here is the first few rows of the data set. So as you can see, my data set wasn't cleaned up, it wasn't delimited, and it actually cleaned it up. Put it in each column and make sure everything was correct. It gave me a first few rows just so I can analyze it to make sure it is the right data set. And then I went further and said, okay, let's do some analysis on it, like I asked. I said, here is a distribution of game rating. So I took the data, I then presented it as such, and then it gave me the following statement that goes with it. The histogram shows a frequency of the difference rating score of the game in the dataset. The distribution appears to be slightly left skewed, indicating that most games have a high rating, which is kind of cool information. Let's keep going with this. Here is a distribution of game genres. So it now tells me for the different genres. The bar chart shows the frequency of the different genres in the dataset. This can give us the idea of the most common type of games in the dataset. Okay, and just I remember I didn't ask it anything except for prompt um, do data analysis and do visualization for me. And that's where we are at the moment. Now it's doing a relationship between the game rating and the number of views. Okay. So it says top here is a scatter plot showing the relationship between the rating of the game and the number of reviews it has received. There doesn't appear to be a strong correlation between the two variables, suggesting that the number of reviews a game received is not necessarily tied to its rating. Interesting information, right? So once it told me it has now concluded its general analysis of the data, is there anything else I wanted to do? I thought to myself, wait, this dataset came from Kaggle and there was a few questions that people wanted to know about it. So I went over to Kaggle's website, I looked for inspiration and it said, for the purpose of this dataset, get insight into the following. So I went into ChatGPT and I copied those questions just as such. Let's see what I looked at as the results. Okay, so time to go through some of the results for the questions I got from Kaggle. Now, obviously, this is a tool. It's not as smart as being on the planet. It's going to give you a general understanding, but it's up to you to refine your data set, refine your questions, and refine the results that you get to make the most impact on what you're trying to achieve at this point. So let's get started. Which game genre are the most popular? Well, we've already created a bar chart showing the frequency of the different genres, which gives us an idea of the most common type of games. Well, it's true, it did actually give us this before. What are the trends in the popularity for each game genre? To answer this, unfortunately, we need extra information. Okay, what does it need? It says we're going to need to know the release dates in relation to the sales of the games in each genre over time. So if you added extra information, add it to your data set. So even if it doesn't have the answer, it will tell you what you need to get to the right answer. That's game changer right there. So just imagine what type of enriched information you can get about your business, about your life actually, if you just put the right data sets in here. Now, obviously, being true to who I am, I thought let's ask it more tough questions. Can you do more data analysis and visualizations for me, please? And guess what it said? Of course we can. Let's continue with analysis. At this point, it said let's start by converting the release date column into a date time format and extracting the year. Then we can create histograms to visualize the number of games released each year. I mean, I would have thought of that eventually, probably. Okay, let's move on. So the histogram shows the number of games released each year, right? It appears that the number of games released has been increased over time, indicating the growth of the gaming industry. I thought that's very interesting. Okay, so now we have our information. We have seen how we can take our raw data set, ask an AI to analyze it for us, and provide rich insights into the data set. But what if you want to take this dataset out of ChatGPT and use it in your own environments? How would you go about doing that? Well, that's a simple task. We just head back over to our Notable environment. We click on the recently created file that was made based on our conversation. In this case, it'd be called Game Data Analysis. And once I click on it, you'll be able to see all the graphs that we have seen in our ChatGPT window, but also the Python code that goes with it. So as you know, it first created a dataset for us based on our raw data, then created into a table format, and this is what we see. Once we go further, we can see the distribution of game rating charts and the relatable Python code. We can then see the most common game genres, again with the related Python code. I can see so much use cases that can make this next level. But it's up to you to use your own creativity to see how you can add value to it. Remember, the power of AI and data science is now at your fingertips. Even if you're not sure about how to ask the right questions, as long as you bring the data in and ask what you know, it will then guide you into getting the right questions. So if you enjoyed this clip, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more tutorials like this. Until next time.